Hey guys! So I noticed that my how to use armor stands or /AST on Mineteria had a lot of views, and I realized that the tutorial was not very good. So I'm going to go through the basics again, and since I've learned a lot more about how to do it, I am going to be doing that again. Just having more updated and advanced. So first, to summon your armor stand, you're going to, so you have to make sure you have edit perms on a plot. I'm in my plot at the moment. You have to right click with the editor chest to go into edit mode and type /AST or /AS Tools. I prefer to do /AST since it's shorter. Now if you hover over any of these, it will tell you how to use them, but I'll go through all of them. So right click to summon your armor stand and pick it up. Any click will drop it. So let's say I want it right here. And now it's dropped. I can't move it anymore. This is how you're going to interact with it. Right click an armor stand to open its menu. To tweak the attributes of the armor stand or change its armor and items. Click it. Got all of this. We'll get into this later. Rotation. Right click stand to change its rotation value depending on how high up the body is when you click. See right there. I'm just moving where my cursor is going, holding the click, and it's rotating. Or you don't need to hold it. I'm just going back and forth with the clicking now. So that's how that one works. Now you have to move X. Right click an armor stand to move it, or crouch. So I'm going to crouch, click, and it's going to go that way. But if I stand and click, it moves another way. These are the only tools that will change depending on if you're crouching or not. So you can make it go back with stand, you can make it come towards you with standing, crouching, or pressing shift will make it go away from you. Now move Y. This makes it move up and down. So if you stand, it will move up, and if you crouch, it will move down. Move Z. So once again, click it. It'll go left when you stand, and right when you crouch. It will change your left and right depending on what angle you're looking at the armor stand. But, yeah. Now to move, just simply left click or air, and it'll rotate. Now we're onto the arms. Here, let me move my mic back. Sorry if you could hear me breathing. It's tricky to get my mic adjusted properly. Left arm X. Hold on, guys. Grabbing a drink. Why must I put my drink so far away? I am back. So sorry about that. Okay. That was loud for you guys, wasn't it? I'm sorry. Like I was saying, this is going to be the armor stand's left, not your left. So it's not going to be this side, it's going to be this side of the armor stand. Keep that in mind. Right click armor stand to change the left arm X value. Left value depends on how high up you click, so depending on where you click it, it's going to move. See, I'm holding it right now, moving my cursor. You can also click it I prefer to hold it. It doesn't matter if you shift or not, it will do the same thing. For the left arm value, same thing, it's just going to move it in a different way. If you can't seem to find the Armorstand's hitbox, as long as you didn't turn it invisible, you can press F3 and B at the same time, and it will bring up the hitbox menu, which is a very useful trick. If you want to see how to do all the debugs, press F3 and Q to bring up a menu. I threw my... Hold on. Good lesson, if you accidentally throw one of your tools, just type /AST again, or click there. It will take you out of edit, and putting anything in the third slot because of the exit 9th slot sorry. Also, I'm so sorry if I talk kind of fast. So just don't use this slot because, like, let's say I'm gonna use a cobweb for it doesn't work. Anyway, this will change it in a slightly different angle depending on where you do it. It's pretty simple. Now, this is Z, same thing. Depending on where you click it, the arm's going to move. If you're wondering why it's moving my right side, it's because it's always going to be the Armorstand's left and Armorstand's right. Moving on to right, they're the same thing, just on a different arm. So it's not too complicated, so I won't be going through these again. Legs are the same thing, depending on where you click. It'll go up and down. Rotate it. These are going to be parallel to the arms, so they're quite simple. Now on to the more complicated ones. They still do the same thing as these, have the same function and everything. Doesn't matter if you're shifting or not, that goes to the arms too. This is what they do. The first one, X, will make the body go out like this. This one will rotate it. This one, kinda, well, I'm not really sure how to describe it. You should be able to see what it does though. For the head, this one makes it move up and down. This one makes it spin back and forth. And this one makes it rotate like that. If you don't put it back to the original thing, how they work will change a little depending on how much you modified it. But don't get too confused about that, it's not that important. So that's how you use all these basic tools. Going on to the GUI menu. So let's say you wanted to give it leather boots. You would pick up the boots, and you place it into this section. When you go out, it'll be on your armor stand. You can also click it like that, and it'll go on, but it does duplicate the boots. So I prefer to go on like that, so it does not duplicate and you don't get any glitches. For these slots, you can make it hold the boots. If you were to put the boots in the section here, where the chest piece should go, it won't work. So, boots, legs, chest piece, anything can go here since you can hold the item, and then hat. You can put anything for the hat, because then it'll just be displayed like this. Now getting on to more complicated things. You can change its name. Like you could say this was me. Just type whatever you want on the sign, and it will give the Armorstand the name. Now you'll notice if you play on Mineteria that there's an AND menu which gives different colors. This is more complicated, and we'll get to that later. This gives head. You type in a username. This will give this my head. It can be anything. As long as it's an actual username of somebody's. Looks like I didn't put it on quite right. There we go. Like, let's say I were to just type in random spam. It'd give an Alex head or a Steve head. Sometimes it will glitch and there will be a sign. If it's nothing, it will say is not a valid Minecraft username. Like if you were to use something that you can't name yourself, it will go is not a valid Minecraft username. You can toggle it just by left clicking or right clicking. It doesn't matter if the armor stand goes invisible or not. If you try to use the menu, it won't go now since it's invisible. You just have to remember where you put it and you can re-enable it. I'm so sorry if I'm speaking fast. I have a hard time speaking slowly. If you aren't happy where you want to move it and it's like miles away so you don't want to use these, you can pick it up. Same thing as when you spawned it, move it around. You can clone it if you want to remake it again, but you don't want to. It'll carry over anything like attributes, like you want that, my head for some reason, and you want the arms to be doing something weird. Just gonna spam controls. So this is your very beautiful creation, but you don't want to create it again, but you want 2 of them. Click clone and it'll carry over everything. Let's say you've worked really hard on something, but you accidentally broke it. You can toggle invulnerability, and no matter how many times you punch it, no matter what you hit it with, it will not break until you turn it back on. So let's say you want your boots, but you keep accidentally taking them off. Oh, I put them back on, but you can toggle that on, and no matter how many times you click, you cannot get them back. They're stuck on there, so if you're making something, I recommend putting both of these on. Oops, I skipped some. I'm so sorry, guys. You can turn your arms on and off. So let's say you don't want the arms. You can. Once again, it doesn't matter if you left click or right click. You can turn them on and off just by clicking them. Then you can turn the base on and off. Really depends what you want. Then you can make it small or large. You can make gravity, where if you had put it here, if I let go of it, it's going to drop. You just have to remind it, hey, your gravity's on. I already explained these 2. So that's the whole menu thing. Now I want to show you some useful tips and tricks I normally do. So go ahead and take your right leg Z, and clicking, you have to move it to like right there. Try to get as straight as you can. This is how I sit things. If you ever want to know how to make your armor stand sit down, this is my favorite way to do it. Then take your left leg Z and do the same thing. Now take your left leg X and go forward. You can make it go anywhere, but it'll now be in a sitting position. I'm personally going to have it like this. Take your left leg right and do the same thing. And there you have a sitting position. And when you put the boots on it and leggings, they'll both work fine, like it just sat down. That's a sitting position. And then another useful trick that I do to make it look like it's relaxing, I take my left arm X and so even though, I have to say this now, even though they've moved to there, that's not a hitbox. Their hitbox will remain the same, so keep that in mind. And I like to move it until I get it just right so it looks like they're relaxing with their hand on it. And that was the left arm X, by the way. And I'm going to use the right arm X and make it look like it's just hanging out their side. I feel like that gives the armor stand just a bit more life. I don't want to break my creation, so I make sure to both of these on. Let's say I want to put the shirt on as well. That will move with it. Let's put the head on. Also, you can put, like, take one of these heads. Like, I want a dragon head on this, actually. You can swap it like that. That's how you make things hold them. But I don't want anything to be held, so I'm not going to do that. And I suggest using your head Y, clicking, oh, no, my bad guys, not head Y, let me get this back to normal, your head Z, and just tilting it a little bit, making it look like they're resting their head. That gives the armor stand much more life, I think. So, there we go. But you're going to say, but it's not on the ground. That's when you shift, crouching, take your move Z, and just click until it's on the ground. There you go. Now for a more complex menu. I'm going to be showing you the AND system and what it does. For this, I'm going to create a party using /P, create a party, then I'm going to type party chat. Now if you type AND in this menu, it won't do anything. If you're Elite Plus, which I'm not, you can make the colors go in normal chat. But here it is. I'm going to show you all the colors and what they are. Doing AND1 equals a dark blue. See that? AND2 is equal to a dark green. See how this works? AND3 equals cyan, I believe. Yep. Sorry if I don't have some of these memories. AND4 equals a dark red. AND5 is a purple. AND6 is a orange. Oh, sorry. Purple, orange. AND7, I forgot what it is. Let's see. Oh, that is light gray, which is the normal text. Well, not normal, but it's a darker text. AND8 is dark gray. AND9 is a light blue. AND0 is black. I'm sorry if I'm going too fast, you can always pause the video. Now, there is more than this. For instance, if you wanted to do bold, you do AND-L. Actually, I'll go in order. AND-E is yellow. Please inform me if you play on Mineteria and I have missed anything. Let's see here. AND-A is a light green. AND-F is white. Now here's an interesting one. AND-K, I can type anything, and it'll come out like that. Doesn't matter what, it's going to come out like that. AND-L is bold. You don't have to write bold, but I just prefer to. Like, I could just write that, it'd still be bold. C does nothing. X. Sorry, I'm trying to remember. Oh, C is a light red. Also forgot to do what. That's going to give you the glitch. And that's going to give you light. I mean bold. I'm so sorry, guys. I can't. Here's another interesting one. And N, which I believe is cross out. No, that's underline. Underline. And M is the cross out. And that is all of them. It is worth noting that you can combine them, so if I wanted to do something like this, let's say I wanted to do this, so and C and L, and just that's going to give me a bold red color. But let's say I don't really like that, so I'm going to do M. Oh, that doesn't work, sorry. Now, you can only combine one of them at a time, like, oh, I'm so sorry, guys. You can either get a cross out, so you don't need to combine them, but you can. And the reason I am telling you this is you can use them for armor stands. Like, if I wanted to, I could go. Takes a moment to remember. Start to get quiet during this part, I'm very focused. And that, the ands aren't gonna appear. Oh, I did it wrong, okay. That's how you would do a rainbow, for example. Now, I could also make the rainbow bold, and how I do that is it's going to take a lot more, and C, and LF. Now, it won't keep the bold as you're about to see, and 6I. That's not going to be bold. You have to continuously add that. So, and F. I mean, can't think today, guys. And C, F, and L. F. It can be capitalized or non-capitalized. It doesn't really matter. And 6. And L. Why did I put an F there? Okay, sorry. I am losing my mind today, guys. I and G and nope, sorry. No. Wait, yes. Let's see if I actually did this right once I get this all typed out. And if I've done it right, it'll be bold. Now, it's worth noting the letters do get kind of obscured when they're bold, but that is completely fine. That's how they're supposed to look. Now, let's say you can't get rid of it, just check the menu and vulnerability off. Here's another fun fact. When it's invisible, you can't destroy it. You have to turn it visible and destroy it. I'm going to be showing you some of what I've done with AST or Armorstand Tools. Over here, I have the FNAF one. This is the server furniture. The IP for this server will be in the description. Like, here is Mangle. This is made out of just a ton of player heads. It's all armor stands. All the nightmares. I think my sounds are lagging behind because I just heard me breaking that armor stand. Like, if we go... Yeah, some Undertale at my plot. Just do /visit Figzm in game if you want to see these. Yeah, my sounds are really behind. Oh wait, hold on. Just gonna update this quickly. So this head So it's been more unique. This is some of the stuff that you can do. It gets kind of complex. But you can do stuff like this once you get really good at it. Can't go over there, that's spoilers. Oh. Yeah, don't punch in the 9 slot, it will make you exit. So now I'm going to be showing you how to make things lay down. It's a little complicated because you need 2 armor stands, which is why I think some people have a really hard time with it. First, I'm going to show you another trick that is very useful when it comes to making these. It's the type in /HDB. It'll bring the head menu, or you can type /heads. Doesn't really matter. You can do that to get the command up, but type /HDB space search space, and then let's say I'm going to make Frisk from Undertale when she falls. Or I'm sorry, Frisk. Just do that, and if there's something that matches your search, it'll come up. Now, if you were to type spam, nothing's going to come up because no heads are found. HDB stands for Head Database, by the way. Let's say this is the Frisk head I want to use. I have Frisk. I make a lot of Undertale armor stands, so I just ended up having those saved in my toolbar already. Of course, you just dye these by going in here. These are combined colors. Like if you wanted a darkish light blue, go near like this, put that in there, you get that. You can put it on your armor stand, but that's not what I'm doing. So the thing is, you can't use these. You're going to have to do 2 separate armor stands for it to be laying down. And for now, I'm just going to use this to represent the flowers they fell on. I do actually have Undertale, the entire map on my plot, but that's on a different snapshot. Well, almost the entire map so far. Just a Snowden at this point. Which, once we get to 50 subs, I will be showing off all of the ruins, which I'm really excited for since so many people worked on it. You're going to want to click with your head X till it looks like that. Next, take your body X and make it so that it's even. You can see it like that. Take your left arm X and your right arm X, make it so they're even. Now here you have an option whether you want to make the arms invisible or not. Just do that. We're going to say that they were facing up when they fell, and even though they weren't, I'll show you how to make them facing down in a moment. The reason you have to use 2, see I didn't lock and turn it, so I accidentally went like that, is so that, because the legs don't actually go up that far. So, do what we did earlier. Oops, not that. And I cloned it, that's great. Hold on, let me just fix this. Take your left leg Z and your right leg Z. Get them into position. I'm going to just put them out like this. Then you want to make it invisible. There's really no option for this one unless you want it to look like that, which isn't the best. If you're enjoying this or finding this helpful, we'd appreciate it if you'd take the time to like and subscribe. comment if you'd like to see more tutorials on how to do stuff on Mineteria. Let's just say that's good enough for now. That's then fallen. That is how you'd make something laying. But what about if you wanted to... Also, if you're wondering how I'm cloning stuff in the inventory, just press on your mouse, press this middle circle button that you use to scroll. I think it's called the middle button. I'm not really sure. Talking too fast, I'm stumbling over my words today. If you go back and watch my videos, you'll notice that happens a lot. Let's clone them. Oops, I already got that. So summon your armor stand. Place the armor you want on. Lock. And make it vulnerable. So you're going to want to do the same thing as before. So if you've been one laying down, you might as well clone it. Because it'd be easier. That's why you have to check all angles so that you make sure it's perfectly flat. And there's giveaways going on, so I do recommend that you guys get on. The server, it's super fun, and they're constantly working to improve it. So remember how we did that before we made it up with head X, and now we're using head C to turn it. Make it so they're facing down. So remember earlier, you're going to want your body your body Y. You're going to turn it like this. Then you're going to take this is that the actual back of the armor is lying down. Your body X, put it up like that. It doesn't really matter what you do for the hands, so just do the same thing as before. Since I am pretty sure both sides are identical, so you won't be able to tell. So there's that. Once again, Shift Y to insert it into the ground. Go to the first part of the video if you're confused on how to do this bit. Then for one of my favorite parts, making the legs. Visible it. Do the same things before. So see how it's like this? This is still fine. Do really whatever you want with it. You can try to flip it to go like this. Using my Y there. And now it's going to be showing the back, which I personally think looks better. But maybe but isn't it not facing forward now? It isn't, so that's where you're going to bring it over, then use your rotate tool. Now be very careful if you have a lot of armor stands in the same area, you don't want to rotate the wrong one. That's why I recommend turning on visibility. And then rotate it, guys, so it's like this. You don't have to do this step, but I prefer it like this. Visible it again. Up. Make it so that Frizz can't be seen. And there we go. That is the laying down and up one. I hope that was clear enough. Now, earlier I showed you an Armorstand Flowey. I'll show you how I did that. Take any kind of tulip. I normally use white just in case the Armorstand doesn't load in. It looks as close as I can get. I know that this is the real color of Flowey, but it's not long enough. Summon your Armorstand. Do your search command /HDB space search space. Then type in Flowey. We'll get this. Now take your head C, and I like to put it like this. You're going to want to turn it invisible. Try to center it. as best as you can. Then make it go down. If you're having a hard time with this, guys, don't worry. It's very complicated. You shouldn't feel bad. It took me so long to figure out how to do most of this. And that's how you get your Flowey on top. So this is a bit more complex, use that search command again, but if you're wondering how I got my last thing, just press the up arrow. I'm going to search heart for Friska's soul. Sorry, that didn't make much sense. Take the one that you want, like maybe that's what I want, but because there's this red in the game, I'm going to do red. I'm going to check these, see if there's a better one. Looks like I found one I like better. I'm going to use this. Now for the heart, you can I want it on top of their shirt. You can either make it small and invisible and then place it over. Or you can do the much more complicated way of using the hands. You really just have to kind of guess. I normally put it like there with my left arm X. Get it mostly centered with this left arm Z. And use my left arm Y, put it like that. Left arm X again. Left arm Z. That's how you make it more centered. It takes a bit to get it upward correctly. I'm not really even sure what the correct combination is. I just kind of had to guess for a while. Yeah, even I struggle with this though, and I'm the one making the tutorial on how to do it. There. If you can try to follow what I've just done, go ahead. I'm not even really sure what I did. Now I'm going to move it, get it centered. Move it back. There we go. That's supposed to represent the soul. And as you can see that, turn invisible. There's Frisk with their soul. And to get out of this menu, type that, and any items that you had in your inventory will go back into your normal edit mode. So let's say that you had stuff that you didn't want to lose, like this in your inventory. AST, do it again, they're still going to be there. Let's see, is there any other trick that I could show you guys? There's one more. One more thing before we finish this up. Oh, I'm so sorry, I just hit my mic. Wow, it's been a solid 40 minutes. Yeah, this is long. Okay, since this video's been so long and dragged out, I want to show you the last final command. /behead, and then add a username. Let's just... Metaton from Undertale, I don't know. It'll give you whatever that player's skin that they're currently wearing. Let's take this admin, Winterwolf50. It's going to give you their head. I could do mine. Somebody I don't even know, like I did with the Metaton. My game. See, it's not going to be what their name says, like This one was obviously wearing a Mettaton skin, that one was wearing a random one. So that's all for now. I hope this was helpful. I wanted to make a more updated one. If you have any questions on how to do things, please leave them in the comments. I will try to make a part 2 if there's enough of them on showing you guys how to do anything. If you'd like something explained more clearly, ask, and if we do make a part 2, we'll do that. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.